Hello out there, everyone. We're going to take a quick look at this Arrow Video 4K Blu-ray release of Outland, a film directed by Peter Iams and lensed by Peter Iams, despite the credits stating otherwise. Stephen Goldblatt was the official cinematographer rather on the credits. However, he was mostly relegated to second unit and also worked on the technology that they used, new camera technology, which I believe was Intervision or something of that order, which allowed for first of its kind background and foreground effects to be sandwiched around a real life, scene with actors. So it's a rather interesting piece of technology that allows for this film to have a very tactile feel. This, of course, is basically high noon in space. It's about a mining outpost on Io, a moon orbiting Jupiter, and this mining company mines titanium, and there's about 2,000 people on the moon, on this colony, and Sean Connery plays a cop who has been stationed there. He just arrives, and he starts to see that there are some issues there with some apparent psychoses or just strange behavior being exhibited by many of the miners, and he starts to investigate, much to the chagrin of the company and its main boss there on the moon, who attempts to basically discourage him from really doing anything other than just being a rubber stamp. Because you later learn that this drug that apparently is being circulated on the moon is something that jukes productivity, but unfortunately with some rather psychotic side effects. So in any case, this film again, Peter Iams directed it. The results, I think, ultimately gave him the job for 2010, and I think he did a terrific job on that film. It's one of those movies that is really much better than it has a right to be, especially following up on Stanley Kubrick's 2001. In some ways, I would even argue that 2010 is a better traditional film with a beginning, middle, and end that's coherent and is entertaining and actually shows a rather interesting character arc for Hal, the computer. So while 2001 is always going to be a sort of an unparalleled masterpiece, I think 2010 is really quite entertaining and worth a look for those of you who haven't seen it. Peter Iams, of course, went on to also direct films like The Presidio. He did Narrow Margin, which is on my shelf. He did End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger, which was okay, but visually he has a very unique aesthetic, unique sensibility. So the 4K Blu-ray release, I am happy to report on this Arrow product, is stellar. It looks simply terrific. And as you can see here, this is the newly commissioned cover art, and then this is the original movie poster, which I prefer. Then you have the disc, which is it says Con Am, which is the name of the colonial the outpost, the mining outpost. And then you've got the booklet here, which is really quite interesting, has still photography. Incidentally, the cast is really anchored by three fantastic performances. Of course, Sean Connery totally knocks it out of the park. I believe the part was in fact written for him. And then there is a woman by the name of Frances Sternhagen, who is really quite good. She plays, I think, a really interesting character in the film that could have easily just been another man, but I think they did a wise thing, the casting director, by putting her in there, and she compliments Connery quite a bit. And it's a totally platonic relationship. It's just refreshing to see that on screen, especially circa 1981. And then, of course, Peter Boyle, who is a fantastic comedic actor and dramatic actor, as he shows in this film. But again, the PQ and AQ are stunning. It looks like a brand new 35 millimeter print, and it has some wonderful supplemental features, including a really interesting interview with Stephen Goldblatt, the director of photography officially. And also there's a nice segment on Introvision. That's the name of the camera that does that technology, where you can sandwich foreground and background around a live set and give you some really interesting visuals, mats, and green screen, etc. It's really a pretty interesting technology. There's also, looks like a trailer and the teaser trailer. There's a video essay by film scholar Josh Nelson and another visual essay by Howard S. Berger. Again, I think this is a terrific film to add to your shelf, especially if you're a fan of either Peter Hyams, Sean Connery, or just sci-fi in general. I would really like to state that this film, in many ways, feels like it's out of the same universe as Weyland-Yutani in Alien, and even Aliens. It's just got a very tactile, industrial feel about it. The technology is not anything that looks, very sophisticated, but yet it gets the job done. And I think the visuals in particular of this film are really quite impressive given its time period that it was filmed and what they had to work with. So on that note, I'll just leave it at that. Please do take care out there, everyone. Stay safe, be kind, and by all means, keep watching good cinema.